January 14th, 2019 meeting of the Recreation Advisory Commission open, and if you'll join me with the invocation and pledge by standing.
Let me?
Mike, you want to give the invocation?
Yeah. Dear Lord, we're meeting this evening to look at some of the issues affecting the residents of Hardeeville. Please help us be objective and guide us in making the correct decision that will inure to the benefit of all, including the city of Hardeeville. Thank you.
All right. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, the first item is approval of the agenda. Can I get a motion for approval or disapproval of any changes?
I so move.
Need a second?
I'll second.
All right, is there any discussion or? Okay, if, I'd like to call for a vote then. If you, all in favor? Boy, you can raise your hands, that's fine. So, all, okay, it's everybody. All right, do we have any public comments?
No, ma'am.
No public comments, so we'll skip down to, there's no public presentations either, so we'll skip down to old business. Parks and Recreation Director, you want to discuss any old business with us?
Yes, ma'am, we do have some old business to discuss. The first one, just to give you guys an update, there is an approved contract through Bobbitt, so we can start moving forward on the rec build. That is moving along quite quickly. We're hoping to get some more information coming here in the next week or two, so we can get some site surveys and all that good stuff going. We are going to meet with the rec task force. That'll be happening, I believe, on Wednesday. That's a group of folks within the city that we'll meet with, that helping along the project. The resident and non-resident fee, I wanted to let you all know that that is updated, and it is in our notes when we get to that point, but it is updated as requested. It's already been approved, but we will need another approval with the changes as well. And let's see, the last thing for old business is the commission openings. Scott, who has not been to any of our meetings, we need to decide whether or not we're going to have him removed. We do have someone that has already applied for the position that we have. So if we do decide that we want to have him removed, we would take that to city council and they would ratify that and that position would come open. So if not, he would still be on for the next year. Basically a spot that we can't fill until his service time is up.
So we need to vote whether or not we want to.
Yes.
Has he talked to anybody?
No, I've sent him numerous emails, we've called, nothing. I do know he moved and he said he's very, very busy, I think with his kids, they're doing soccer and what have you, so.
He's out of state, isn't he?
Yes, he's living in Rington, Georgia, yes ma'am.
My opinion is that, I mean, he's not shown any interest, he's not called or anything, that we just go ahead and remove him. Do I have any discussion? Anybody else feel differently?
I feel the same, especially if he doesn't live in the area.
Yeah.
What tie does he really have to the community at this
Right.
point? So I also think that we should consider removing him.
Especially if we have an applicant waiting, so.
Mm-hmm.
So can I get a motion for that? What's Scott's last name?
Miller?
I move that we remove Scott Miller from the roles of the Hardeeville Park and Recreation and Tourism Commission.
In a second?
I second.
Okay, all in favor? Raise your hands. Right hand? Okay, that's everyone.
Okay.
Is that it for you?
That is all for old business, yes ma'am.
Okay, so moving on to presentation and approval of minutes from December 10th, 2018. Can I get a motion for approval or disapproval?
I'll make a motion to approve it. I'll second.
Okay, any discussion? All right, all in favor, raise your right hand. Is everybody? New business. I'm going to turn it over to the Parks and Rec Director again.
Okay, we have quite a bit. Actually, I'm gonna bring my glasses so I can actually see all this. Okay, let's see. Alright. Old business. This is all the other information. Okay. Hopefully you can see some of this. This is the new design. This came in, I believe it was early last week. And I believe some of you all mentioned about having showers. They are in here. If you can see this area right here, the shower, this right here is a locker room and this one's a locker room. So we have one for men and then one for female. The only problem that we're looking at right now is these are the racquetball courts. So if someone wanted to change or take a shower afterwards, they have to come in through the fitness area and then go through here. So we're gonna kind of tidy this up a little bit. Footprint again will stay the same. This is all just stuff that we'll, kind of do in-house. That's why we
Another
leave with the
entry or
regular.
whatever. Yeah.
Yes. But everything else pretty much stayed the same. This area got just a hair bit bigger. This area got a hair bit smaller. This is still a concession area right here. This is the front entrance. And this is still the staff area. We're looking at kind of reconfiguring some of this just for design purposes. But the classrooms still stay the same, storage, and the gym. So all that's pretty much stayed the same. Again, working with that footprint that stays the same. So I want to give you guys that update on that.
Is everything handicapped accessible?
Yes, ma'am. And we also have elevator for anyone that wants to
Oh,
go upstairs as well.
wonderful.
It's required, ADA requires that.
So this is this is the approved version? Or
Well-
this is like the next one in line?
Yeah, well, I mean, we have approval for, from council to move forward with everything, but the footprint, is what was approved. The footprint again is for $6.5 million.
Okay.
So, like I said, all these little things right here, I mean,
What
we
is
gotta
that
tweak
building
this.
right there in the middle where you had
This?
that? What
This is the community room.
Okay, I
The
got
community room that we have here right now is going away.
That's right, yes,
So we
yes.
wanted to bring something back that, I mean, and again, you can use
Looks
these
like a
spaces
nice
right here.
size.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is, and it's also an event space, so if someone wanted to rent it out, I mean, we can still rent these out, for birthday parties or whatever, but if someone wanted a larger scale area where they wanted to rent this out, they can.
And the
Okay.
kitchen's over there too, right?
Well, we don't have a kitchen, but we do have the concession area, so there won't be a stove or anything like that, but there is, ice machines and refrigerators, that kind of thing, so. And you can access that point from in here as well, so. And like I said, there's a lot of little tweaks here and there, that's why we meet with the rec board, or the rec task force, so that, not just one person is handling everything, everyone else, lots of different eyes on it to check to make sure we're in the right areas. And then again, this is with the walking trail and the bathrooms right here. And then that's also where the elevator will come in, I think. Nope, actually, elevator's up here on this side. This is the entrance from down below.
Okay.
Okay. All right, this is the resident, non-resident policy. So wanted to let you know that we did change it, and it's highlighted in your packets. So, everything else stayed the same, just that verbiage that clearly defines that it's 50% more than what a resident pays for. So if that verbiage is okay, we'll be able to take that to our next council meeting.
That's what we agreed on, so.
Yes, yes. I just wanna make sure that the verbiage is okay with everyone. This was a little bit different than what I presented last time. You all requested that I change the verbiage so that it's very clear, about 50%. So we did that.
Is that the only change?
That's it. That is the only
Do
change.
you need us to vote on that now?
Yes, please.
Jen,
I
Yes,
want
sir.
to read it first.
wouldn't 50% more than 20 be 30? When you go, you say $20
Well, that's an
for
example.
city, 40 for
Yeah,
non-resident.
that's 100%.
That's 100%. And you're saying 50%.
Yeah, it's 50. So if it's $20, then
Wouldn't it be 30?
half of that would be 50%. So it would be 20 plus 20.
Okay,
Can you explain that to me?
I thought it'd be 30.
Yeah, I do too.
I think it'd be 30. If it's $20,
50% of 20 is 10.
Yeah.
so it'd be $30.
Um,
You're making
you
it
could do it that way. What we've always done is,
Do you want it to be twice the amount? If that's what
right,
you-
it's 50%
Then you need to
of
say
the amount.
twice the amount.
Okay, we can do that.
Well, hey, it's
But if we go up 50%.
Yeah, this will accompany as well, this will accompany the schedule of fees, and so in the schedule of fees, it'll have all of the information written down for it, so you can see if someone wants to rent the football field or, you know, something else, you'll see what the resident rate is and you'll see what the non-resident rate is. But it's usually 50% more, so if something is, 20%, then it's gonna be half of that. And what I mean by half, it's 20 and 20, or 20 and 40.
That's twice as much.
That's twice as much, it's not 50%, yeah.
Okay, I'm not getting it through, so I will reword it a different way and get it back to you all, that it's more specific, but those are the fees, and how we would do that, so we don't charge an extra $10 a fee. That would be basically a third. So I just need to change the verbiage a little bit so it's easier to understand. Okay, so sorry about that. All right, this is the new business. So if you want, you can, let me go back, sorry. We can approve as it is with that change, or we can hold off. You let me know. Because I can send this to you like tomorrow.
Well, if you want to do it that way, you could just say shall be twice as much as the city of Hardeeville's
Okay.
adopted schedule of fee changes.
Okay, we can do that. Too easy.
Also, on the next part of it, it says, provided however, for adult programs. I guess I don't understand provided however, I mean, is.
If we have any adult programs that we would have, their fee structure is a little bit different. If you, in other words, if you have, let's say Sun City softball wants to come in and play, the adult fees are gonna be a little bit different. Right now, most of those folks are obviously Hardeeville residents, but if they had someone that was on the Beaufort side and wasn't a resident, then we would charge them accordingly.
That part I understood is the provided however. Does that really, is that part necessary?
Nope, we can take it out.
Unless I'm reading it incorrectly, I do think that it should come out.
Okay, we can do that. Not a problem. Too easy. All right, so everyone good with those changes?
And I
Okay.
move that we approve as corrected.
Okay, and I'll get that out to you tomorrow with those changes. All right. Okay, the next line is East Argent.
So wait a minute. So you're taking out the charging per non-residents on a team?
No, just the words provided however,
Oh, okay.
because you have the semicolon there, so you
I
don't
thought
really
you-
need that part of the
I was
sentence.
gonna say she needs that
Yeah,
information
I
in there.
agree with that part.
All right. So do you want us to vote on that change,
Yes.
ma'am?
Yes, please.
Okay. I need a motion.
I move that we accept as with appropriate changes that we just made.
Can you read the change
So that it will read, shall be
twice?
twice what the city of Hardeeville's adopted schedule of fee charges city residents, with the example, and then goes, after the semicolon, goes straight for adult programs that provide for team athletics,
Mhm.
etc.
Okay. I need a second.
A second.
All in favor, raise your right hand. Okay, that's everyone.
Okay. See, you guys are awesome. Get
Moving
through
right
all that.
along.
Gotta get it on. Okay, the next line of new business is East Argent. East Argent, as some of you may or may not know, is booming. So we also had some land conservation easement. I think it's about 1,300 acres. We did present to council maybe about a month and a half or so ago about the possibility of us getting it and what we could do with it. So I included the maps just so you can see where part of that parcel land is. So this is, again,
Here it
East
is,
Argent
right.
area. All this area right here. Okay.
Can you, because I'm having trouble reading it, because I don't have my reading glasses with me, what streets are where, major streets on there? So I know I know where East Argent is. So where,
Let's see. Well, I am probably, and of course I can't see because I don't have my glasses either.
Hampton Point.
Let's see. New River Center is down here, so this is what, part of the 270 area that's going up.
okay.
Is that right?
That's
Make a
Argent
loop
Boulevard.
road.
Right, Argent Boulevard.
One seventy's up there. You want me,
Yeah.
Yeah, come up here, Mike, and show us.
so that's
Not
our,
like your mom's here.
one seventy's
Yeah.
right here.
Okay.
70 right there.
Okay.
And East Sargent.
See, where's Argent Boulevard? Is that?
Mm-hmm.
Right
Okay,
there.
Yeah.
so
What's that?
it's,
Is
so,
that East Sergeant?
And then
Yeah.
you've got, oh, wait a minute, no.
Which way is
Is
the
this
turn?
Hampton Point right here?
Yes.
okay,
Okay, so, no, this is Argent Boulevard, yeah, right.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
Argent
no, you're
Boulevard.
right.
Hampton Point's all right
Mhm.
here.
Okay,
Because that's where the easement's in the
Okay, so
back.
it's built to like right here, the
Yep.
road's built to like
And then all the
right there.
rest of the new
They're
stuff.
building this road right now.
right,
It's
They're
not
building
quite
this road
that
right
yet.
now. Does
Okay.
everybody know where we're at now, kind
Yeah,
of,
mhm.
I
sort
do.
of?
thank you.
I know which way the maps turn.
Yeah, there's lots and lots of different maps in here. Always good stuff to keep everyone confused, right? And even more, again, it shows this area right here. This little packet right here, parcel 10, this is part of the land that's gonna be given to the city at some point, hopefully here in the future, as part of the plan development agreements that we have with East Argent. And then this area back in here, this is part of that 1,300 acres. Actually, it's part of this right here. So we get this land right here and this little one right here. It's actually quite a bit. I think it's over, if you can read in the very top, I think it's like 110 acres, something like that. Not quite 80 altogether, but pretty close to it. So, yeah, I think it's 81 point something, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Is it 81?
I think so,
Yeah,
which
it,
includes the.
yeah. It's got
smaller
both lines.
parcel.
Yeah, it's a little one right here. I'm gonna have to bring my glasses.
I think it's 5 acres and
Yeah.
70 something.
Yeah, and this is the big, yeah, this is the big parcel right here.
How much of that is wetlands? A lot, so it looks like.
Pretty much this right here.
Yeah. Looks
But,
like
I
about
don't know
half
that
of
they-
it.
I
Some
don't-
of it is.
Yeah, some of it is, some of it isn't. I can tell you this area right here is pretty much, no wetlands right there. We've looked at some of the stuff. And I don't know if they've done the recent one. I have to get with Rhett to see if we've done a wetlands delineation. I don't know if we've done one last, yeah, okay, I just don't
Yeah,
know.
I do.
Okay, yeah, okay. So that's pretty exciting for us as we kind of move forward, we'll get that land, but in addition, when you think of 1,300 acres, in addition to the, you know, like I said, the 80 acres, that's quite a bit. So this is what we're gonna get from the plan development. And then this is the conservation easement. And just to confuse everybody, this area right here is the land that we're gonna be getting, and this right here is part of that 1,300 acre. Hampton Point is down this area,
Mhm.
right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, yeah. And we did go out there and check some of it out. 1,300 acres is quite a bit. So yeah, it's a large amount of property. So we hope to be able to develop it at some point. And again, development, this is a conservation easement, so there won't be major development. We won't have softball fields or anything like that. This is more or less just, you know, trails and stuff like that we can have that
Where's the
Excellent.
road they're building now, Mike, on this map?
on this side, the East Sargent.
Loop
So
road,
it's pretty
over-
far
It's
over.
over there, it's over, yeah, top right corner.
Yep,
That's
Okay.
where
this little
it
area right here.
All right.
Yeah.
No, back over. No.
I thought it was right here.
Yeah, I think it's that parcel right
Right,
there,
yeah.
so it's coming in, yes.
Okay.
So, and this is something that we're gonna bring to council, to see, you know, and like I said, they are aware of it, we've broached them several times. We had a council retreat, everyone was pretty excited about it, so it's pretty neat to be able to have that in your Parks and Rec arsenal. And it's also something very unique to the area, and it does keep, you know, natural areas natural, and that way as more and more folks come, you know, to the area and booming around with economic development, you still have a place that you can go that's quiet, preserved, you know, for generations to come, so.
Is there any water on it?
They said there is water. It's kind of hard to see from the top, but there is some boat access. And it's also part of the Great Swamp.
Oh, gosh.
And if I remember correctly, I think part of that is right here. So,
live
you
in
know,
the
I mean,
Great
it's kind of unique and interesting. So there'll be lots of
what's on
opportunity
this
to do stuff
property
to it.
right now? Nothing?
It's
No,
just
there's
woods,
nothing on it.
isn't
It's a conservation use. It's just woods. It'll never be developed.
Okay.
So, yeah. Okay, so that is something that is coming. And this is the topograph map, and as you can see, it's still kind of hard to see where the water is and all that stuff. But again, this area right here is the land that we're looking at. And, you know, when you're looking at a map like this, it doesn't look very big, but it's massive. It's huge. So, it's really neat, once we get our hands on it and have a plan, hopefully develop a master plan in the future that we'll be able to develop, once we start raising funds for it, so. Okay. Alrighty, so that is the conservation land, donation. Hopefully we'll get that approved, and of course if we do, we'll continue to keep you guys updated, so that is something new that we're working on. This is the next thing that we're working on. You guys have already seen the recreation concept plan. We are gonna be working with, Wallace out of, Whitmer, Jones, and Kiefer, I believe. And, I can't pull it in any better for you. Just so you know, this area right here is where the school's at. This is Royal Live Oaks, the rec center.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes, sir. This is this area right here that we'll be building on. So we're connected right here, 17 runs all the way up over here. This 278 corridor, John Smith Road goes right here. And then we're gonna have to figure out how we're gonna get connectivity from the complex here, over here, and over here. Also incorporating some of the bike trails that we have. So that would be something neat that we're gonna incorporate with this plan as well. And then unfortunately, I don't have a map that shows it in detail with me. But we talked about adding a splash pad, more basketball courts, that kind of stuff, and we've got one right here, more parking, all of that kind of stuff. So once we start the master plan process, that's where we're gonna invite the public to come out, have lots of meetings, this way they can give input. We might sit up here and say, we want pickleball courts, and the public around us says, we don't need pickleball courts, we want this, that, and the other. So a needs assessment, a correct needs assessment will be done, so we can move forward. And then that way we also have some stomping grounds and knowing exactly how much money we gotta stomp on to get this off and rolling.
The lime green section up there between the two areas, what is that right now?
This right here?
Yeah,
It's part of the wetlands
okay.
that's back there. And we own part of it. It's kind of a weird, I think we own part of this parcel, part of this parcel. So we don't own like the whole thing, but there's gotta be some shared use. Oh, we do?
I think so.
Oh, I thought there was a parcel in here that we didn't. And then this area right here too, we own all of that.
I was gonna say,
That's the
wasn't there
22 acres.
originally a path that was supposed to, so we have to have owned it or we couldn't have?
There's a lot of paths that are back there. We've been back there. I don't know if some of the original homeowners had them to
Yeah.
get in and out, but yeah, there's some four-wheeler areas back there. It's kind of neat to get back there. But one of the methodology that the Wallace was thinking about was kind of, having this whole big road, and when I say a major road coming in, going through, and then, connectivity. I don't know that DOT is gonna go for all that stuff. We're not quite there, but I did tell Wallace to dream big, so that we at least have some kind of a conceptualized idea. And again, we'll present this to council. It'll be presented to the community. This is going to be a community-based project, so that they know, of course we'll have some of the updates, if you gotta update the fields, that kind of stuff. But adding anything new to the area, it has to come from the community and what the community wants, so.
And John Smith being just single lane, that is not gonna fly long. I mean,
Yeah. I do know that there will be some crosswalks right over here. I think DOT, they've already approved that, right? All that area. So we're also looking with a developer of this land, to kind of partner together and try and figure out some entrances and stuff like that. I'm not sure if we might have one from this side. I think we're still in the works on that, but we will definitely have a shared use path for sure. So, but anyway, so that is something that is new and on our plan. And then, let's see. Okay. Anyone have any questions about that before I get to the big beast?
are we doing a traffic study or something? Because when that school opens, John Smith Road is a cut-through road. That's where everybody goes. That's how people get over to 95 and 17. And so are we looking at, you got school buses coming in and out. I see what's happened in Ridgeland when they opened up the schools, and now they've opened up that new charter school. It really,
Yeah, it changes everything.
it changes the whole dynamics.
That would be a Brianna question. She would probably be able to know if that has been done, feasibility studies and all that. I'm not quite familiar yet.
And then we're gonna put another complex over there, so we're adding to it instead of.
Yeah, that's something I can get you specific answers and then bring back to you if you like.
Yeah, I would like to have some information about that.
Yeah.
because since I live over that way, but it's not just me though, it's everybody, I mean, the traffic
yeah.
volume
We use
is
it all the time.
tremendous
Mhm.
already.
Yeah. Yeah, I think as we grow, it's definitely gonna be a need for a two-lane, but, I don't wanna overstep, so. Okay, so the next beast of new business is the large-scale city event. We have established part of a committee, and that is, employees with department heads, and they will be able to go through, their employee list and get some people to come on this committee, and the next step, after we meet first, which we're gonna meet, I think on the 24th, I believe. And don't laugh at the Soloco Fest. we just came up with a name. I think we're gonna do like a little, I don't know if you wanna do, I don't know, like somebody's gonna win a meal for two or something, a little contest where we can actually come up with a name. We have quite a bit of information that we're gonna go over, and I can send all the information to you all, so you can kind of see what we're doing. But once we get that off and running with the department heads and the employees, we want to open it up to the community. We just want to be very careful. This is not a replacement of the Catfish Festival. This is a citywide event. The city is going to own it, operate it, facilitate all aspects of it. So it's going to be a huge undertaking.
So we're looking at something very similar to what they did
Yes,
in that little
large
bit of
scale.
time
Yes,
where the Catfish Festival was defunct before.
yes, yes. So, with that being said, I do hope that you guys will kind of rack your brain and think of anyone that you might know in the community that might be interested in sitting on this. We want to get as much input as we can. Of course, the city is the one moving and driving the bus, but we still want to have good community support, because again, if we don't have the community that comes out and participates, it's not going to be a fun event. So we need the community backing us 100% on this event.
Do you guys have any idea of what your concept is?
Yeah,
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay, so
Sort of.
you're starting from scratch, kind of.
Yes, completely. We have it, and like I said, I didn't think to send it to you. I think by the time we were getting it, I didn't get it out with this on time, but I can send that all to you tomorrow. We do have a basic outline. Because we did have someone that was in the community that was interested in doing it and met with myself and the mayor and Mr. Parsons and, tried to outlay some stuff. And we just kind of fell through the wayside. So Jen is picking it up and we got to move forward with it. Ball's in our court. So it is going to be a beast, and we are going to need some help running it, operating it, getting volunteers to help, subcommittees. It's not just a Halloween event. This is a huge event. So, yes. So be thinking of some names. You never know. You might be the huge contest winner. Could be the manager. Could be Mr. Sweeney. Could be any of us. The next piece of new business is the IFB, or what I call a RFQ, and that's for the Richard Gray Complex Basketball Resurfacing Project. And I can see it a little bit on here. This little area right here, teeny tiny. If anyone has taken the time to go out and see our basketball courts, they're in horrible condition.
They are.
So we are in the process of getting this request for a quote and a bid process. It's a huge, long, lengthy document detailing exactly what the scope is, putting that out to bid, getting those bids, and of course doing due diligence for the city, and then be able to start that project. So budget-wise, we hope that we have enough. I think we do. To try and get it all off and rolling. We're going to do both courts resurfacing, and the goal is to try and have both courts covered. I don't know that we're going to meet that, but we're going to do all that we can. I know at least one court can be covered. So those are goals. I don't want to tell you one thing and then come back with something else. So that is the next thing that's on our list. So that's all the new business. Let me just double check and make sure. Oh, there is a little bit of a blow up. My bad. Sorry. You Okay, and that's it. Let me see. I'll go back to
Are you covering it?
One side.
Well,
One side.
We would like to cover both. That's what's going to be in our proposal. I don't know that fiscally we're going to be able to do it with the budget that we have. We're going to try. Worst case scenario, we'll do it in sections.
All right, next is director's report,
Yes.
and you're on for that too?
Yes, I will sit down for that.
Okay. We'll let you.
It's the Jen Show. Thank you. Alrighty. So So we do have quite a bit of new events that we're trying to rock and roll this year. Miss Brittany is working on the Bark in the Park, and it might not be that name, it might be something else. But this was in response to our city council wanting us to come in and do a program for those that have pets, whether it's an adoption program, people can come out, and get their rabies shots, just a whole bunch of stuff, for pets. It's a lot of fun. So we are working on doing that. We're also working on a new event, which is Fifth Fridays. There's quite a few Fifth Fridays. And we're also gonna do a Movies in the Park. We're still working on doing a theme. Brittany is constantly sending out information to all of our employees, trying to get as much different feedback, buy-in from everyone. So that's something new that we're gonna be doing. And then we're also trying to bring back the fishing rodeo. I think that was a request, so we're looking at bringing that back as well. And there's a whole bunch of other little things that we're gonna be doing. Our goal is to have by February 1st, have our annual festival program, or just basic what we're doing for the year, more or less. So that's pretty much where we're at. And then again, of course, the big Not So Loco Fest. Nobody seems to like that. That was my idea, so. Nobody liked it. Okay. Whoa.
Hardeeville something.
So we've had, like I said, we've had even a few people so far that have given us suggestions, so we just, want to open up the public, because you never know. The public sometimes has quite a bit better ideas than we do. The last thing that I have for you all is that basketball is up and running. We do have 2 teams. They are playing at the Agape Life Center over at their gym. We were not able to get into the Hardeeville Elementary. They have a new program, Boys and Girls Club, I believe, came in. So we weren't able to facilitate that area right there. So we have an agreement with Agape. Very fortunate to be able to have gotten in there. And we are still partnering with the county. And hope to have those games probably in the next 2 weeks. We should have a game schedule. So that's going along very, very well. Other than that, it's pretty quiet. It's just a lot of planning. This is the quiet time for us when all we do is plan, plan, plan. So other than that, that is it, Madam.
Okay, the next thing is Recreation Commission issues and concerns, and I'd just like to say, I know we've brought this up before, there's a lot of little children that have nothing to do when their brothers and sisters are playing basketball and football and everything else. There is that playground out there, but it is way too big for little kids. And I know that, I watch all the little ones with nothing to do. I'm just wondering if we are working towards trying to do something for them, because I'm not seeing it.
Yes.
I see a lot of stuff for older kids, and I see a lot of stuff for adults, and I see, some stuff even maybe for 6, 7-year-olds, but I don't see anything for little kids.
Shantez, can you pull my thing up again? Sorry, thanks. It is in there. Mr. Neal worked on a project with Juju Hudson.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me see part of it right here. Okay, see this area right here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, right here currently is where we have, well, this right here was where that big dirt pile is. That's now gone. The little playground that we have right now is ages 5 to 12. It's school age, was right here.
Mm-hmm.
That's been moved over here, and there's also a younger age group, pre-K, basically, that's gonna be here. So there'll be 2 playground parcels that are there, accommodating both age groups.
So that's part of what they're mapping out.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I just didn't, I guess I saw playground and splash pad, but I didn't realize that there was
No,
something for the little ones there
I will
too.
tell you too, the splash pad, which I think is supposed to be right here, once we get that in, that's for all ages, from
Oh, yeah, they love that too.
babies all the way up to senior citizens. Anyone can utilize it. It's pretty fun to watch. And it's also ADA inclusive as well, which is pretty cool. So, but yeah, it is coming.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure we weren't forgetting
The little ones?
the little ones. Anybody else have anything for Jennifer?
I would like to go back again to this 50% fee.
We changed it to twice.
I don't know how it's gonna be put.
It's double the amount of what's done, but we will put the word twice.
It'll be twice as much. So if it's 20, it'll be 40. If it's 50, it'll be
So it's
100.
twice as much.
Yes.
Yes.
It's not
We changed the word.
50%.
No, we took the percent, 50% out.
Okay, take 50 out, it's gonna be twice.
Right.
That satisfies me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did that, and then I think we're changing the verbiage on,
We've already approved that, so we shouldn't have to come back with that. It should just be,
yes.
just go right on into the, I guess, ordinances.
I never thought I'd argue about something math, as dumb as I am at math.
Numbers are tricky.
Right?
Okay, anything else? Okay, can I get a motion for adjournment? Come on, guys.
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Absolutely.
All right, I don't even think we need to vote on that.